I'm working out here, but yeah, kind of. And welcome everybody to the QB show. It is Tuesday night, 19th of May, and actually for me it's 4:30 Pacific because I'm actually in Arizona. We'll talk about that in a sec. But my name is Woody Adams, longtime product specialist with Intuit, and I've been with Intuit for over 10 years now. And of course, the show's rocking on, going over like 4.5. Stacy has to go tuck the kids into bed because it's 7:30 her time, I believe. So I'm 3 hours behind you guys out east. So welcome to the show. Thanks for listening, etc. But on with me is Dawn. But before we bring Dawn in and check in with her, see how she's doing, Dawn Brolin there, just want to mention that I am an Intuit employee, but the opinion statements or views that I may share on the show might not necessarily reflect those of Intuit. So now that we got the legal jargon out of the way, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening throughout the week, and hope this show brings you some brevity to this evening. Dawn, how's it going out there in Connecticut?
It is excellent, Woody. That's excellent. How's everything where you are, brah?
I am in Tucson.
Okay.
It is sunny. There's not a
Oh,
cloud.
Tucson.
Oh, wait. There is some clouds over there, and a little bit over there. But they're just wisps. We call it wisps of clouds, as you know.
I see.
And it is just blue sky, right? It's sunny 300 days a year out here. So there it is. And I'm working at the Intuit facility, but Nick wanted to come out and see her mom and bring the kids. So we drove out, and it was a long drive. But we're here. We're staying at a friend's guest house, which is awesome, and having a blast. He's also an Intuit employee, Chad Simpson. I don't know if you know Chad, Don.
I don't know.
But he and Kristen are
Well, I
here.
know him.
Right. But so we drive in together. So Nick's hanging out with Mom, and the kids are having fun. And I'm just loving the weather. It's just amazing, man. The desert. Can't beat it.
Nice.
You know, very
Nice.
good. Unseasonably cold.
Yeah.
Unseasonably cool here too, like 80s. Typically it's 100. Usually by now high 90s, 100. So, anyways, how are things going with the practice? And anything new or QuickBooks related you want to share? Or?
Does it have to be QuickBooks related, really?
No, it could be firm related.
Okay. Well,
Wow, look at that.
I always like to
the round view, 360 viewing.
You know that I like to take you guys and share my screen.
Awesome.
So I'm going to
Wow,
show
look at
you.
the office. It's actually quite big. Oh, you guys put in a basketball hoop.
Yeah. There it is. Just got seated today. I'm sad to admit that Nicole is ahead currently 4-2 in games of horse.
Yes, horse.
So I'm
Very nice.
only won twice. She's won 4 times. It's very sad for me. She's still on Team Brolin, so I've kept
Nice.
her
Oh, yeah.
so far. But things can change quick, Woody.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully you'll get to 4-3 soon and then tie it up.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. That's cool. You guys put that in.
Yeah. But from an actual work perspective, we're doing quite a bit of stuff right now. We're working on. We've got 3 cases going. I'm going to go again tomorrow to get another one, and that's going really, really well. And so, tax season insanity hasn't ended. I'm waiting for that. But otherwise, it's great.
It hasn't ended. Why hasn't it ended? I don't understand that. Like
Well,
extensions
it's
or?
after. It's like when there's a tsunami. So the first wave comes, and that's like kind of tax season, and then the water all goes away, and everyone thinks it's over, and then the waves come back again. A lot of times, that's what you forget about. So anyway, but it's great. It's good stuff. It's just a lot going on, and it's really awesome. We're having a great time and doing a lot of work here together in the office, which is kind of fun. We've been doing the remote thing for so long that we've kind of brought some people. We had 5 people in here last Thursday working, and
Wow.
it was pretty fun.
I bet, man. You guys playing? I think I saw some pictures of basketball horse games going on. Yep.
Yep, the basketball, we throw things at each other and keep it a lot of action. I am gonna do a couple of quick. It's not even fair to call them demos on QB for Mac that I had.
Oh, that's right. That'll be fun. We'll get to those for sure. I know it'll be a blast. I got my tea, my Arizona tea.
Nice.
Drink
I don't
more
have
out here.
I have an empty Coke, man.
There you go. And so, let's see. Yeah, I'm out here on the pool deck. It's very nice. So let's go to Stacy, and then I did want to talk about the Intuit Academy VCon, the Joe Woodard track session we're doing the next 2 days and how you can still register. It was really populated today, and that was fun. So we'll talk about that. But first, Stacy's back from tucking in the kids. Stacy, How's it going out there in the Minton?
Um, I don't know. I had a day today. I'm just gonna say that I had a rough day. It was not a great. I think today won. Yesterday was really nice, and then today not so much. I'll just say that it was just
So,
one of those days that slowly sort of ground you down.
so,
And
so today won, Stacy 0.
yeah, yeah. But yesterday, Stacy won. Life 0. So tomorrow's gonna be the rubber match. We'll
So
see.
I did want to point out your T-shirt. You might, if you want to explain that again.
Yeah, nice.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
so I got the t-shirts, and for those guys out there who want a Stacy K t-shirt, there's 3 different logos. We have another logo with a superhero guy, and we also have just a plain one as well. I can show you guys those pictures if you want. Hang on, and I'll pull them up. But Stacy K Academy is launching soonly. I will say that. You know what? I don't have them on this computer, but I can see if I can find them. So Stacy K Academy is launching very soon. We may open up some early registration. We have some special offers for QuickBooks Connect that we are able to kind of include with registration, but that's only if you do an early registration. So Stacy K Academy is born of me doing a lot of QuickBooks like consulting to other pro advisors over the last 2 years. I've had a lot of pro advisors, and this sounds really like, you know, Ron Burgundy, I'm a really big deal, but it's not meant to be that at all. Like, I have many leather-bound books. It's not like that at all. Really, it's just, it comes from a lot of pro advisors and a lot of accounting professionals. I think they see the practice that I have, and, you know, that I'm able to travel all over and do these events and still run a really successful practice with a team of, I mean, it's me and 2 others. We're doing a really good job, and we have a lot of really great systems and tools and processes in place that are working out for us. And so rather than doing kind of the individual sort of one-on-one coaching here and there, we just basically took everything that I've been doing for the last year in my training and coaching with other pro advisors and kind of put it all in one place. So there's just the tools that you can purchase, and so those are some of the tools that we use, you know, like spreadsheets and documents and things like that. And then that's called Stacy K Tools, and then Stacy K Academy is a 7-week live webinar. And with the webinars, you get and we're limiting it. It's very limited, so there's because we want to keep the group in the webinar small enough so that we don't have to mute everybody and everybody can participate and talk and ask questions. So it's a small group. And then with the Stacy K Academy, you get all of the tools and then some. So you get everything that's in Stacy K Tools, but then you get more. Plus, I'm explaining how to use them, why they've been successful, and just some best practices with that.
Awesome.
And then you also get weekly office hours. So we'll have the webinars every Thursday, and then the following Friday start the office hour. So it gives you kind of a week to digest what we talked about, and then we're doing office hours. And then we also have a Facebook group, a secret Facebook group. So if you went to go search for that, you couldn't find it. And ask to join, you're only going to be kind of allowed in the Facebook group if you've gone through Stacy K Academy. And it's the reason why it's a secret group is because we want to keep it to just the people that are attending so that people can have accountability buddies. And
it's
so
accountability key.
Yeah, and so like, hey, have you started? Hey, where are you? Hey, do you need any help? It's really kind of a really good support group. So that's, well, and then you get a shirt. Everybody that signs up for Stacy K Academy gets a shirt, and you can pick from the 3 logos. So we have the girl, like, I don't know if you can tell, but this is a girl superhero, and then we have a boy superhero one, and then we have one that's the Stacy K Academy logo in an oval form. So that's it, and the first kind of email push went out today to some people who had expressed some interest, and I'm ridiculously excited, and I'm absolutely exhausted.
Yeah, that.
And yeah, so I'm ready. Like at this point, I've just sort of like I told Jen Puckett, who's from PuckettCreativeDesign.com, Dawn, both you and Woody know about Puckett, and she's freaking amazing. She redesigned Killed All Services for me. I told her this is kind of what I want, and she just blew it out of the water. She's redesigning StacyK.net. She's completely designing Stacy K Academy, and so her and Laura Wooten is kind of like helping me with the marketing stuff, and she is those two. I just said, you know what? So like at this point, I'm just gonna leave it to you guys, and I'm gonna step away because I'm leaving for Boulder tomorrow, which we should talk about that. And I have to do the VCon tomorrow. I have to do my session at VCon tomorrow too. So that was really long, and I apologize, but it's been a long, long day. So we've had.
Oh, you're doing a V. Oh, so this is awesome, and we kind of you launched the Stacy K last week, right, on the shows when you broke it down, and it's kind of been beaten up for a while. So it's a watershed moment. That's really cool. Loving that. The VCon. So you are doing a session tomorrow?
I am. I do, I think, the very last one on the last day. So they've obviously saved the best for the last. I mean, hello. I'm just kidding because Katie Peterson is amazeballs. She just rocks it out so hardcore. She's just amazing. Everybody that I've seen talking about it on Facebook and on Twitter and all social media, they just said Katie is just amazing, and she really is. And I can't wait. I get to present with her in a couple weeks out in San Jose and San Francisco. So, yes, I'm doing a session at 6 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, and which will be 4 o'clock Boulder time, I believe, or I'm not sure. I think 4 o'clock. I don't know what time zone they're in.
Nice. So you're doing the Boulder event then?
Yeah. So
nice.
I'm doing in the session that I'm doing at VCon is taking the fear out of apps, and so I'm really. Because that's, I think, a block. That's sort of like the block, because people don't really know how to kind of test apps and the best way to sort of get to learn them. Because I know demos don't work for everybody. You can schedule a demo with an app developer. I'm going to watch it and then I'm going to forget about it as soon as it's like I just don't learn unless I do something. And so there's a lot of people who are like that. Some people are great with demos. I'm not so much. And so this session is really like, hey, don't be afraid to try them. You can try them, and it's really easy, and here's a few different ways that you can do it. So that's what we're doing.
Awesome. That is great. And you can actually sign up still for the VCon. If you didn't go today, you can go tomorrow. Joe's put together a bunch of different sessions regarding QBO and things, and we did some of the search today. I was in a couple of them with the Q&A. But I just go to intuitacademy.com. I'm sure there's a VCon website, but I don't know what it is. So intuitacademy.com, and you'll see it at the bottom of the homepage. Sign up for the Intuit VCon. It's right there. So it's probably QuickBooksVCon.com or something like that. But or you can Google that. It'll bring you to it. Either way, you can register. There was, at least in this couple sessions Katie did that I was sitting in on. No, I think Esther did one. For converting from desktop to QBO, and then Katie did another. There was well over 1,000, 1,200, 1,300 people in each session. Not to mention just people mingling and stuff, and it's pretty cool. I think the VCon is neat. So I wanted to. It's just today, and then of course it's going on right now actually. There's still some going all the way to like 6 Eastern or 6 Central or something, and then tomorrow as well. Joe puts a lot into it. Pretty exciting. I actually was listening to Jim McGinnis, Luis, and Joe. They did like a fireside chat with the VCon, and where QBO's going, Intuit's going, etc., where people could ask questions, and so that was pretty cool as well. And I don't know. I mean, that's all I got. So Dawn, back to you. The Mac thing. Oh, Stace, did you want to do the contest first?
Yes. So just to let first of all, let's talk about Nerf. That's where we do our live chat. Nerf, so I think the best way to do this, and I should probably, maybe I'll post a little screenshot to show you, I think, what the best way to do it is. I sign into Twitter, and then I sign into Nerf. So I open up the live show, right? So you'll have the QB show on the one tab, and then I open up another tab in Chrome, and I sign into Twitter, and then I open up, and I know this is kind of a pain in the ass, but trust me, it's worth it. And then I open another tab and I log into Nerf. And if you're already logged into Twitter, then you don't have to, you just have to click log in to Nerf. And then I keep the video in one screen or one tab, and so then I split the tabs open. So like the video is in one browser tab and then or window, and then the Nerf is in another one, so I can see them side by side, because it's actually kind of hard to do the Nerf when it's on the thing. So that's how you join in on the chat, and what's really great is it automatically adds the QB Show Live hashtag, and if you're using the hashtag and I choose you, or one of us chooses you, you'll get a t-shirt. And so we have these gorgeous green t-shirts that we have their QB Show t-shirts, and they have all of our sponsors on the back. And if you get one, we ask that you please wear it at Scaling New Heights. And I have these cards to hand out, and if you're spotted wearing a shirt, somebody's going to give you a card, whether it's me or Woody or Dawn, or maybe someone on Dawn's team, or maybe Richard Ropa. So we have a lot of little elves that are going to be, you know, around at Scaling New Heights with these cards. And if you get a card, you're going to flip it over, and whichever one of our sponsors is on the back, you're going to go to their booth, and you'll get a special swaggy prize just for QB Show audience members. So, and don't worry, I made sure that I ordered enough T-shirts that if you don't get one here, I'll have some at Scaling New Heights to give away. So just FYI.
Nice.
And I'm probably going to take a few to Boulder. I think I'm going to take a couple to Boulder and a couple to LA as well too. So.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And thank you for the Nerf lesson. I finally got in.
Yay!
It's used rare. I always struggle it. Same with the QBO chat. That's why I'm always late. It takes me like 20 minutes. But yes, the Nerf thing with the automatically applying the hashtag is helpful.
Yep.
That's the one value benefit I'm getting right now. That's it. That's the only one.
That's the whole point. Like, that's the whole.
Sure. It's worth the effort getting in. So.
It is worth the effort.
Assuming you're up for that rigor and challenge. So Dawn.
Yes.
MacBook list resort. Demo how to resort a list in QB for Mac. That is really sweet. You did it for a client, a few weeks ago.
I had to look it up.
I know. You did it for a client a few weeks ago.
I mean, I'm not a Mac expert, but I had a client on Mac, and the customer list was all jacked out. I couldn't look for the customer again. It was kind of one of those, you know what? I'm seriously either going to stab you or me. So let me just figure this out. Keep everybody safe. So I'm going to screen share, which you know how good I am at that.
You are awesome at it.
There you go.
Sometimes I stop it on accident. So anywho, so I got my QuickBooks. I'm using 2014 because you know what? That's what's on my Mac, and that's really all I need to use. And I actually really don't use it that much on my own computer, so I'm usually on another client's. But one of the things that, for people who maybe are not QuickBooks for Mac experts, and you don't have to be, FYI, but you may run into one here and there, and you're like, okay, because it's very different than the QuickBooks for desktop, but this toolbar over here almost makes me want to slice my eyes out. So I just don't like too many things in my way, right? I love the homepage. I'm a huge homepage fan, but this is what I used to do. I used to take this toolbar and drag it down here.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I used to do, and I was like, I just gotta move it out of the way. And now I've forgotten. I'm able to leave it there. I'm able to move on with my life. But then I'm like,
that's sweet.
There's no way.
Toolbar.
Right? I'm like, come on. So finally, I don't know. Again, maybe through a series of painful events, I decided to go into the preferences and literally click on this toolbar thing, and you can uncheck it, and it goes away.
Oh, that is awesome.
So I mean, sometimes it's the little things for me that I'm like, holy crap, this is like really awesome. So if anyone's ever just moved that toolbar, you'll know how to get rid of it if it's in your way.
Very
it's
nice.
not like the icon bar in the desktop, which if it was, that would be better for me, but it's not. So anyway, but for those who don't use it, that's actually one of those things makes me a total lunatic. But to sort the list, there's a couple of different things you could do. You could actually sort the master list, but I'm going to go in and just simply go to the Customer Center, which was where my pain point was. And the customer list, unlike this particular list, but they were all jacked out in different orders, and I was freaking out, and I couldn't find anything. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I must have to go down here, because in QuickBooks Desktop you go to the bottom,
right?
Go down to the menu. Nope, it's not there. I'm like, oh, come on, seriously? And so I look again here, and I'm like, my goodness, I'm going to lose my mind. So really all you have to do is you can come into the center, it could be customer center, into the chart of accounts, in the vendor center, whatever, and go to edit at the top, and then resort lists.
Oh, nice.
I would have never
Edit.
I would have never thought of that. And so now if I come back, it's supposed to fix it. Anyway, it didn't for some reason. I don't know why that didn't work. But so that's supposed to work. Resort list. Yeah, I want to resort it to its original. Well, okay, so I have a technical foul. But anyway, that's how you do it if it works. And I think then I have another thing for the master list. So if you want to resort the master list, it's similar to the other. You come into the write checks, and then where the pay to the order of here, the cursor.
Control-L?
And then you hold the command.
Oh, command.
Let me find it here.
Command.
Command Apple thing, and then hit the L button.
There it is.
So the command thing. So, again, if you're not a master at the Mac, this might help you with chart of accounts or any of the things that are jacking you up. And here's where you resort the list. And that's the master list, where in the desktop you click the drop-down Control-L. And that's how you do it for the desktop, but But for the Mac, you have to go to Edit, and that's how you kind of like mess with it there. But those are some of the things, and the preferences are not as wonderful and robust as the desktop, and so that toolbar thing was like when I found that I like almost had a party.
That's gold.
And that's gold.
There. The toolbar.
And then it was really cool. And then and so someone said they put the toolbars on the top, which is also cool. So
I like that. Yeah.
That's another thing. If you go to the toolbar here, you can display it, and then you can also hide it when QuickBooks is gone, so that like if you're working on something else, otherwise this will just sit here. So if I just like right now, if I don't choose the hide toolbar, and let's just say I get out of here and I'm like, all right, I'm going to open up my internet, whatever, I'm going to do something else. You see how the toolbar just kind of still lives there?
Yes.
So again, you can just kind of, all right, well, I'll click back to QuickBooks and say, you know what, I don't really want to, when I'm not using QuickBooks, don't show me the toolbar. And so that can be a preference too. So now when I'm over here, it goes away. See how it went away because I'm not in QuickBooks. I go back to QuickBooks, the toolbar comes back. So, I mean, silly, dumb things, maybe sounds basic, but I couldn't stand it. So that was that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd use the toolbar either, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not. I actually don't even know what those icons are.
Can't tell what they are.
I don't know what they are. Yeah. But the other thing someone else had asked that someone had put on the thing is about budgets, which I think is pretty cool about the budgets in the Mac. So you go to company and set up the budget, and then you see I hate it, Woody. I'm going to move it now. I'm not even going to go back to front. I just need to get my way.
Yeah, get rid of that toolbar, man.
I can't even handle it.
Yeah.
So now you can see here you budget for a certain fiscal year. So I choose, first. I got to choose the account first. So I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to budget my revenue. Yeah. And I'm going to budget my design income, but really I want to go to 15. And then from here you can just say, all right, I'm expecting, $50,000 a month, and I'm going to fill that down. I'm not going to increase it. I could increase it by a percentage.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, so give me 10% a month. I'm going to increase each month. And so it'll automatically do the math for you.
Yeah.
You can do it by just a dollar figure. Yeah. You can also do it by class
or
and by
job.
Nice. Job. So that's kind of another cool little piece. And so if you come down here and just say, okay, I'm going to do labor for 2015 and do 10,000,
Wait, I have to answer a question.
Sure.
Does the Mac app for the iPad work the same as for the Mac, like on your computer? So no. So the Mac for the iPad is for QBO.
Yeah.
And it's really just a QuickBooks Online client.
Right.
That you have available. So they're two different things, but there's also a Mac app for the iPad that's also for QBO, and they're similar but a little bit different. So I just wanted to clarify that. And this is not QBO. What Dawn is showing us is like straight up you install this like locally installed QuickBooks for Mac edition. Okay, just wanted to clarify.
Right.
Yep. QuickBooks fit right on the Mac. So Anyway, so that was just kind of a cool couple of little things for you to, and you see they have the budgets piece here, so if you want to just take a look at your overview and do it for this fiscal year.
Yeah, there you go. So the budgeting functionality is, though, similar to desktop as far as, you know, how many budgets you can have per fiscal year kind of thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. I always thought Mac was very similar to Pro, QB Pro, except for maybe a few things. I mean, obviously, the menus are there, and most of the core functionality. There's some, like you said, like you're showing innuendos that you're not going to find in Windows. Yeah. But it's not like a huge radical departure.
Right.
Feature-wise, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, but again, it's just some of the little quirky things that you're, and I will tell you again, we showed this website before. I'm going to show it one more time for those that maybe didn't see it. It's the support, I can't spell, so there's that problem, .quickbooks.com.
Yes.
And this is where you're going to see all your great downloads, especially for those who are trying to reinstall an older version or whatever they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, I just Google everything. So I literally.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing now too.
And say, you know, how to resort, literally how to resort list in QuickBooks or Mac. I literally, that's it, and here you go, and here's your support stuff. I mean, you know, I'm not some kind of magician.
I don't know.
I just know how to use my tools, man.
No, you might be. You might be.
You could be a magician.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's totally cool. All right, now I have to stop sharing somehow.
There should be in the bottom of the window. Yeah, it should say stop sharing. Yeah, there it is. Stop.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Good job.
That was awesome.
Good job.
Simple
really
stuff,
cool.
but.
Yeah. Nice.
Good job. You did good.
All right. Next. Yeah, I mean, Mac's cool, man. Nothing wrong with that.
They love it. We do the budgeting. We look at their stuff every single month, and it does, you know, everything we need it to do, and people are happy.
And a nice, you know, we didn't really talk about sponsors. We should probably mention that, but you know, it's.
I thought you guys did that while I was gone. Or else I would have done that. I'm sorry.
Talking about Tucson, but you know the Unidata, right? I mean, so with Unidata, you're able to do all your. Oh.
Yeah, well, I mean,
your platform, you're able.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, right.
Listen,
you can work on the Mac and.
I'm going right here.
Yeah, right.
Here I am.
Yep.
I'm on the desktop. That's how quick.
Hey, that looks pretty familiar to what I have too. It sort of is awesome, right?
That is sweet.
It's amazing.
And you know what I love too is, so here's what's really cool about Unidata, and it's Skyline Cloud Services. So let's, you know how the Mac, like, you know how the mobile versions of QBO, sometimes you can't do something? And there's certain features are not available.
Well, yeah, totally.
You can't manage users, you can't do online banking.
Yeah.
I, very often, when I need to do something and I only have my iPad with me, I will log into my Unidata account and open up Internet Explorer and then open up QBO so that I can get to those features, because I can't do it just from my mobile device. So it's a lifesaver. Like I mean, I'm completely Mac now, but I will never give up my Unidata account, ever. If it were a tangible thing, you would have to pry it from my cold, dead hands, because it comes in so handy. And when you're dealing with, like, I can do conversions with it from my iPad. I can do a conversion from QuickBooks Desktop to QBO on my iPad if I need to. So super fabulous. I can open up any version of QuickBooks Desktop. I can do anything that I need to do from my iPad. It doesn't matter. I absolutely, positively freaking love having that access. So I just want to say that.
Great.
But we have other sponsors too that we should talk about.
Well, I mean,
Avalara. I do have something to mention about Avalara, and I thought they were going to be on tonight to talk about it, but I think there was some sort of miscommunication. But they are, and there's a press release, so if you want, you can. I'll try and find it. But they are giving away. They are sending someone to Hawaii. They're giving away a trip to Hawaii, and I think last year Marilyn Sudbeck is the one who won it. I'm not 100% positive, but they're giving away that trip. I'll let you guys talk about the other sponsors because I want to try and find that press release right now, so I can post it on the Twitters.
Yes, so I wanted to mention T-Sheets because it's T-Sheets Tuesday. So
I can talk about T-sheets.
For you guys wearing T-shirts, yes, Don, please.
I got my shirt on.
Nice.
So there, I got my T-Sheets Tuesday T-shirt on. Yeah, T-Sheets. I was talking to somebody about that today. It's unbelievable for our firm. We use it for everything from billing to obviously time tracking, and I'm able to gauge where are people at for the week. So if I have hourly people, I have some salary, some hourly. People that are hourly don't get overtime. So I know if a project needs to get done, I can make a shift or pivot based on that T-Sheets time tracking. So I'm not pulling reports from QuickBooks that I don't even I used to do that when I had them hand keying into QuickBooks, and now with T-Sheets I can literally pull reports on my phone. I can see where people are at and if they're clocked in or not clocked in, and so I can yell at them if they're not clocked in. They should be, and I can also literally see right on my phone what they're working on, which I think for someone, when you have multiple staff and you need to track what everybody's doing, it's there are some people out there, I won't mention names, who believe that that timesheets have gone by the wayside, and I would call those people who don't own a business.
Now that would be like saying that small businesses don't print checks anymore. That would be like saying small businesses don't print checks anymore. We know they do.
Right.
Yeah,
Hello?
they do. I still have to print like 30 of them every 2 weeks. The struggle is real.
You can't. There are some people who are just.
It hurts me. But you know what? It's my very first client, so I don't mind doing it. So he's never opened his mail. He doesn't open his mail. Like, he waits for me to come out there every 2 weeks, and then there's this mashed up pile of crap of mail for me, and then I go through it. And our kids are the same age, so.
I have a question
about that. Like, I have one client that's a school. I can't do online banking for the school by the state of New York's law.
Right.
Oh man.
And there have to be two.
Really?
Miners that have to be there, and they have to put their codes in, and like you can't just.
So you can't.
I
can't do that, and you can't drink an iced tea or soda this big either.
No way. No,
So
not
there's
in New York.
No,
there's a lot of
you
restrictions.
couldn't. That's huge.
Not in New York. You can't do
That's
that.
what she said.
Right.
Wait a minute, New York.
So Don, I mean, contractors, when would they ever not have to use a timesheet, right? I mean, that type of businesses, right? You're going to need timesheets.
Well, and this is the thing. Like, understandably, some people are on salary. There are people who are doing value billing. I get all that. That all makes total sense to me. There are situations that people are like, oh, well, I just have people on salary, and all my clients are value billing. Oh, so you never even analyze if your billing's accurate? Like, how do you know what your costs are? Like, I don't know. I'm a lunatic about looking at my numbers because I kind of want to make money. So I don't know how that's possible unless you say, hey, listen, I got value billing of $50,000, I'm paying my staff $15,000. You're doing a good job. I don't know if anyone's doing that. If they could give me that, I'll pay big money for that secret sauce.
What is it? What's the rate? And then what's the rate? Say it
so
again.
if they have value billing of $50,000 and they pay their staff $15,000.
Oh, yeah, no.
And they're not working. That's a pretty good deal. I'm in, and I will never do another timesheet or bill anyone ever again. That would be
We
rough.
do value billing. I don't do a lot of hourly, but we do. It's a flat rate, and I don't keep track of time on that stuff.
And you know what? That's how you want to run your business, and it's okay.
Yeah,
I'm just
because she's a contract. It's contract basis. She gets paid I pay her LLC, and so it's kind of like the value billing for me. The more efficient I am, the more money I make an hour, and so she gets a percentage of everything that we bill and she works on. So the same with her. The more efficient she is, and the better she is with her time, the more she makes hourly. So there's a cat. There's Chloe right there. So that's how and it works really, really well. We're just looking at our numbers. Our revenue is up over 50%. Like our net profit is up quite a bit. Our gross rev is up, and so it's great. Like, our margins are way better. So
yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
But we don't do the same stuff that you do.
That's exactly right.
Different stuff.
That's exactly right. If I was doing the same clients every month, doing the same thing every month repetitive, that would work for me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. We're coming into, we do cases and we do project work with attorneys, and so we would never walk into the attorney's office and say, okay, we're going to do it for 10 grand, because if we did that, we would lose our shirts, only because the first thing we have to do is just even find out what the situation is, and that can take anywhere from 3 to 5 hours that we don't even, or sometimes it can take an hour. So there is I'll call it a market for a niche of people of all kinds of different service providers, not just accountants, but all kinds of other different people who who have the ability to do that and make money, and it's not a problem. But definitely for what we do, it's just I couldn't do it with it, because we have some people that are on contract every month, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no one's saying that payroll labor burden is going to go away, right?
No, or that everybody has to track. I'm pretty sure that it's going to stay forever.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't see the IRS not making us pay those taxes.
Exactly. So
we have some sayings about that in our office.
That's cool. So, are we done with that question, or are we still rolling? Is other tangents or veers? That's fine too. I just wanted to know. I kind of
What was the question? I forgot the question already.
Oh, right. We're still doing sponsors. I'm sorry.
We mentioned Avalera, QVinci. We got Fundera and QVinci. So we'll get to it. We'll do a question, then we'll do Fundera and QVinci.
Okay. So there was a question on QBO, and before I share out, I want to make sure I set it back to how I had it before. Yes. Okay. So I got to turn these off. So, transaction numbers, like on the invoice, for example. Let me just turn this off and click done. Okay. So I'm going to share out. The question is, if you notice, the invoice number is not a field that you can change when you are editing it. So it's not modifiable. What do you press to change the invoice number in QuickBooks Online? And it is a setting, custom transaction numbers. So I'm going to click screen share.
There you go.
Share. There's Don there. You see her there typing away. All right. And notice my trial ends in 1,830 days, and that's sweet. And
it is sweet.
It took me a long time to get that much influence that I could get an 1,830-day trial. Let me tell you. And the fact that it lists it, so every day it makes me smile. I don't know anybody that has a longer trial than that. So
that's a long time.
What they're saying is, let me go back to. Oh, I wonder if it's retroactive. I bet it's not. Let's just have some fun. So I'm going to go to an invoice, and I love this little clock in the upper left. You guys are using that, right? This is like your history button. It shows basically the last 10 of the transaction type. I think 10, and then you can click more for more. So on any transaction, you have the clock in the upper left, and it's like the best of the previous button in desktop that never really works. You click previous, but really that was the wrong term for that tab. It should have said random, because that's exactly what happened. When you click on the previous tab in desktop, it brings you to a random invoice or transaction type. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make fun of desktop.
It's funny.
I like
funny.
Desktop too.
I'll agree, it's funny.
I like desktop too. All right, so.
I thought you were laughing at me putting my shirt back on.
No.
Instead of the, I'm not.
Did you take your shirt off and then put the shirt back on?
Well, it's chilly here, so I had my T-shirt.
Oh, okay. I thought you were getting all NC-17 on us. Just checking.
I apologize.
So this invoice number field, right? It is not. It's actually in the header. I don't really see the. Yeah, that's okay. So it's not modifiable, and I think that's what she's talking about. So how you make it modifiable is, and I'm not really even sure that's a word. If you go to company settings and go to sales, and I believe that, custom transaction numbers, so I have it off. So you just flick it on and click save. It should move the field lower on the invoice, if I recall. So now if I were to go back to an invoice, let's go back to any of them really. Let's see if I have something that can be modified. Yes, see, invoice number. So you have that field that you can now edit. So look for that. I think custom transaction numbers is also on, not just sales transactions, but it works for other ones too. Oh, and you know what I did find out today, which is interesting. I can't show you because it's on the mobile apps. But on the iPhone and the iPad, on an invoice and an estimate, when you enter it, you can get an e-signature. There's a add signature link at the bottom of the invoice or estimate template on the phone app or the iPad app. And it brings up a screen where you can get a signature, which I think is really cool. If I have my phone on me, we try to see how it correlates to when it syncs to the desktop. Like, where's that signature stored? You know, is it in the message field or memo? I don't know. But, I just really like that. They're doing cool things with the apps. I know they're enhancing them. So that is one question, and that's all I can think of at this point. So we'll move on to the next.
Okay.
So I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay. Fair enough.
There I am. Hey, do you guys see in the background over my left shoulder, is that a mountain?
Is that a mountain? It looks
here.
very mountain-like. Oh, I have a
mountain.
joke. Eric
Here you
told me
go.
a joke. So today was joke day. While we're looking at that, Eric, it was, hey, there's a kitty.
This is Savannah. She hates people. Do you see her?
Awesome.
Look at her. Yikes!
Oh my god. Okay, so speaking of cat, okay, so you guys ready for this joke? There's a cat behind me. There's one right there. That's Yoda. So are you guys ready for the joke that Eric told me today?
Yes.
What do you call a giant pile of cats?
A giant pile of cats?
Uh-huh.
I do not know.
A mountain.
Oh, that's really cute. That's wicked cute.
And I thought it was very appropriate, considering that you had a cat that tried to scratch your eyes out just now, and Woody's not amused by that joke. He was.
It's cute.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't like cats, so it's hard for me to.
You don't like that?
I could bother humor.
So it was joke day. So I told him the joke that we told him to take to school was, how do you get a? I told him this one. How do you get a Kleenex to dance? We put a little boogie in it.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, and then the one that he decided that he wanted to tell, so he told both of them. The other one that he told was, what kind of key unlocks the door at Thanksgiving? A turkey.
A turkey. Got it.
Good.
We should probably. No,
Yeah.
those are good. We should probably.
Wait, here's another one.
Okay.
Oh, I'm totally telling Kayla she's gonna love those.
Dawn,
You love it.
Ray
Dawn,
would love those.
I got another one for you.
Yeah.
You ready? Are you going to remember me in 2 seconds?
Yes.
Knock, knock.
Nope. I'm not calling for it.
That one was great. I thought that one was great.
Woody doesn't like it.
No, I get that. It's I finally got it. That's
Yeah.
a pretty good one actually. Ray's gonna like that, so I'm gonna tell it to her tonight. She loves those things. She
All right,
loves
1
those
out of
things.
4 isn't bad, Stace.
I thought that, I know, right? It's all right. That's a good ratio.
All right.
And I just want to say, hey, I'm here all week.
Okay.
Please tip your waiters. I'll see you guys. I feel like I need to do a mic drop and then just walk away. Like,
Oh yeah.
there we go.
I call game.
The apparatus. But
All right.
Oh, I got a new mic. Speaking of, I'm gonna show it to you guys next week. I got a whole new microphone for Scaling New Heights for interviews. Anyway, okay, back to the show. Sorry.
Yes, Stacy, I have had trouble with the sync on payments from merchant services to invoices. What if you don't want to set up an invoice and only receive the payment and auto-record it from the merchant service? It takes too much time to set up the invoice for hundreds of payments.
So my question is, you're going to have to set up 100 of something anyway, right?
Right. That's what I think.
You're either going to have to set up 100 sales receipts, you're going to have to set up 100 recurring transactions in merchant services, you're going to have to enter in 100 transactions in GoPayment and download them. So why not just set up the 100 invoices for the first time and bite the bullet and take the time and do it? you know, and just get it done and set them up as recurring, and then now it's a lot easier to manage, and you can just add them as you need them. So there's no way to do that, because regardless of how you do it, you're still going to have to enter in hundreds of whatever transactions that you do. There's no way around that.
Good tip for homeowners associations, Stacy.
Yes.
Good call. Set it up beginning of the year. Have it recurring. Shazam.
Yep.
And that's what I do. Homeowners associations a lot. And we also have some clients that are moving to QBO that have their subscription-based businesses. You know, they might be some sort of software as a service, or you know, whatever it is.
You do the auto send email too for them, right? Wouldn't you do that?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Nice.
So, and we tell them, like, there's no way to quickly get these in there. We can use Transaction Pro Importer to get the transactions in, but we still have to open up each one of them and make them a recurring transaction and add, you know, if it's a sales receipt, you have to add the credit card information, because there's no way to import credit card information because that wouldn't be PCI compliant. So we just tell them, just to make sure that it's done correctly and it's done right, you're going to have to take a few days and just enter it in. And a lot of times what we'll do is we'll even say, you know, why don't you get an intern in, you know, hire a temp, you know, somebody that you can have do this for maybe a lower wage. I'll tell my clients a lot of time, do you have any kids that are in high school? You know, see if they can help you. But do it while you're sitting there at home watching TV. You know, like when you're just not really, you know, not doing something other that's productive, just you have to do it regardless of what the transaction is.
Right. I mean, some stuff you just got to bite the bullet.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's good. I'm trying to think. I had a thought, but you know, the trees out here.
They're nice trees.
Are really awesome. They
you know, do they have?
It's not
they
your
maybe
typical.
Have some leaves. Do they have nice leaves?
Well, there's you know, there's saguaro. So there's saguaro cacti, which you're not going to find, and cacti is plural for cactus, by the way. So there's saguaro cacti that you're not going to find really anywhere else, I don't think, except in this area of Tucson. It's awesome. And then you have like these old cedar trees, and you have these ocotillo, these green ones. I don't even know the name. Maybe you guys can see that one over there.
That's a good screen share.
They have really long spikes that are sharp, and don't worry, don't test that because I already have for you. They're sharp. And then the saguaro cactus, you see it over there, the big tall thing?
Yep,
Shannon?
I do.
So, and yeah, man, it's really nice, dude. I really miss Tucson.
Apparently no one can see me at all today. Let me see if
Really?
I can switch cameras.
Hold on, I can see it. You're coming. Your visual's right there. I don't get it.
Oh.
That's weird.
Well, now I'm switching cameras because I have two cameras. So now you guys get to see my filthy, dirty.
Look filthy or dirty.
It's the basement. Yeah, it's just
fine.
It's trash. There's a cat.
It's a better view of the cats.
Yeah. Well, you know, what are you gonna do?
They're just doing their thing over there.
They are. That's what they do. They do their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, so I did not have a thought. You have to excuse me.
I have a thought.
The air out here is perfect. Yes, Don.
Apparently, no one can see me at all.
Okay. Well, we get to hog you then, Woody and I do, because I see you, and so really.
That's all that matters. As long as you guys can, that's all that really matters to me.
Right.
I think.
Well, I don't know. I look the same every week with my hair and a ponytail and no makeup and whatever. So anyway, the other thing that I was going to mention was QVinci. And I say that because I've used QVinci before with clients. I have a couple of clients that use it.
Yep.
And what I love about it is the ability to combine the reports and do analytics. And it's really hard to find a good app that will do that with multiple company files and do it well. Being able to look at it. Woody is obviously supporting Arizona Iced Tea today.
It's our new sponsor, Arizona Tea Company.
Dude, hey, listen, I got BC powder to send me 2 free boxes of BC powder.
Black tea with lemon flavor.
Arizona and Snapple raspberry tea to send us some free Snapple. So anyway, no, but the thing about QVinci is that it solves for so much for those multiple company files when you have sister companies or a
roll
parent
up
company
financials.
is able to roll them up and not have to have enterprise. Because you
Right.
obviously can combine, but even with enterprise, it's extremely limited in the combined reporting.
It is. There's only
And
like
that's
7 of
okay.
them. Yeah.
It's okay. That's the great part about having apps.
Right.
Apps, APPS, Woody. I said apps.
Apps.com. Yep.
So, and you know, honestly, it's a really great reporting tool. So if you haven't checked it out, you should. Everybody can get 30-day trials with these.
Yeah.
And pick a client, and the clients love it. If you can solve for a pain point or solve for them to be able to go to a web browser instead of having to log into the data files, you know, they're pretty pumped about that. And if they don't have the accountant version, just to be someone going into reports, they can't have a second company open, you know, or whatever. So it's a really great way to see multiple client reporting, combined reporting. So
yes, and then that's awesome, and they're coming out with the ability to customize the dashboards and the reports. I think that'll be huge.
Yep.
So you can build customized templates for them, for your clients, and it's a login. You don't have to log into the financial software. Like
Did you guys just see the cat?
Yeah. No.
We only did. Only Woody and I did.
This is her little tail right here.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Yeah. The other one too, the sponsor we're very grateful for having is Fundera, Fundera.com. So both Don and Stacy are using that. Have used that to confirm and acquire loans successfully, yes, and see the options. Real easy to hook up, pulls data out, doesn't push any data back in, which is nice too. And I saw Meredith at the New York show. She was there on the Thursday, just demoing, and popular booth, and she's great. It lives uptown, and she just took the train downtown, or midtown, sorry. I was like, well, can you just walk? And she's like, it's like 50 blocks, so no. I guess you could.
That was my first New York subway ride with Meredith.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's a safe person to go do it with because she has so much experience with it, you know, so that's helpful.
It was fabulous.
When I went on the subway, we took a subway to go present at a firm on Madison Avenue, no less, in a T-shirt, and that was awesome. That was one of my bucket list things, you know, to present it at Madison Avenue.
What else would you have worn?
I'm sorry?
If it wasn't a T-shirt, what else would you have worn? Like a button-down
Oh, no,
shirt?
usually when I go to firms, I wear a nice button-down and slacks and stuff like that. So I had, you know, we'd come from the conference, and I had my sport coat, so I'm still, with a sport coat, I'm still equaling, I think, at least in my mind, whatever a partner is wearing. So the sport coat goes a long way. But I had this really terrible lime green T-shirt. It was terrible. So, and you know, the firm is like on 6th floor, and we're in this room, and the windows are just beautiful. You're looking up and downtown. You can almost see the park. But it was fun getting there. It took us like a half hour, and it was subway involved in a lot of walking, and you got your backpack, and I'm ready to roll, right? And it was a lot of fun. But I had to apologize to the people in the room that we were hoarding the color lime green that day, and that there's nothing they could do to wear any lime green. We had it all. So
you had it all.
Yeah, we controlled that color that day. But no, it was a lot of fun. Don't really know where I was going with that. But Dawn, I have a really good question, and I don't know if it's like a segue from your QVinci. But no, right, Meredith, right. So she was there, and it was neat. So how do you prepare a formal compilation of financial statements from QBO?
Well, you'll probably do it with your compilation or review or audit software package. I've seen firms do it in a couple different ways. You can't do it directly from QBO. I mean, you can pull the P&L and the balance sheet and pull that all together, but the formal statement itself will be done in either a specific software for that purpose, or I've seen people do it in Excel with an extra Word doc. I mean, it totally depends on the budget of the firm. So I mean, it's a P&L and a balance sheet, you know, on accrual basis, likely could be cash basis. I mean, you're going to have a Word doc you're going to use. You're probably subscribing to the regulations book with Thomson Reuters, or however you say it. I don't even know how you say it. I don't think it's Reuters because it's not ROOT, but in New England, I would call it Reuters, but it's probably Thomson Reuters. I'm not really sure. Because you have to check the language. Your language hasn't changed in those reports. So you're not going to do it directly from QBO, but you're not going to do it directly from QuickBooks Desktop or Enterprise or any of them. QuickBooks Statement Writer will let you do it if you're using desktop, and I don't know if QSW will someday convert to being something that you use in QBO. I don't know. That's my answer to that.
That's my answer.
Is it a good answer? It's the right one.
Okay. I think it's good.
So it's an interesting question, and it was from the VCon. Kim Hogan had it, and I don't think Kim's listening right now. She's had a busy day, but someone's trying. They're using the closing date in QBO, and for whatever reason they have the password on too, and they put the closing date on the 31st, right, the end of the month or the period, but the employees have to enter time in the 1st and 2nd, and it's not letting them. Wait, why would it do that? So my suggestion was like, well, just don't enter the password. Don't require the password. Just the closing date pops up, but you can blow by it.
You're on to another question, right?
Yes, I did. It was actually a question on an email.
That doesn't have anything to do with the compilation, right? Also here?
No. Did you finish that one though?
I did, but I didn't hear a question. You were just started talking.
No segue. Right.
It was
sorry.
awesome. No, it was perfect.
No,
I'm
there was
like,
no
okay,
segue.
we're not talking about compilation, right?
It was no segue at all.
You said like this. You said, so the QBO client, because you asked me QBO anyway. Okay.
Right. I can see how that would really throw some people off, and it's debatable whether hosting something is really a skill set of mine, right? I think you need to have clear segues and things like that.
Not necessarily.
Be organized in your thoughts.
I don't think so at all. I just didn't want to not participate.
Oh, sorry.
I was waiting for you to ask me a question, and I was going to be out of it.
It's good. It's all good. So hopefully that answers for Kim, and there was a VCon question. The thing about the VCon, I always feel bad because there's, you have 1,200 people, and you're the only one answering product questions. I'm sorry, you're going to maybe answer 60 in an hour and a half, and then you're not going to answer 300 or 400.
Yeah.
You're just not. Now, a lot of the questions are duplicates, but no matter how many times I click send to all or answer to all, they just don't read it. No one's reading it. They're and
they are.
And so I think that's just we try, but
what are you gonna do?
I know. I think it's the nature of the beast. Where do you go to import chart of accounts into a QBO file?
Nowhere. You don't do it.
Oh yeah, sure. Here's the thing, Stacy. This is one for you too. I'm going to share out.
Okay.
We're going to talk about this, and it's all about the first use experience, the window before when you set up a subscription and you get the pop-up, and if you choose what industry type, it's going to pre-fill a chart of accounts, which you guys don't want. So, and they're like, well, how do I? There's no suppress button really. I don't see a cancel option. What I've been doing is hit the back button to get out of that first welcome package, and then when you're in the empty shell that only has like 2 accounts, which would be similar to how desktop would start, it has 2 or 3 chart of accounts, then you convert from the desktop to bring it in, and then I think that's the workaround for that right now, to not have a pre-filled chart of accounts.
Okay. That's really good.
I don't know. Or you're importing. Let's say you're not converting from desktop, but you just don't. You want to control the chart of accounts because right now you can't. If you go through that first 3 windows, you're getting be stuck with 30 accounts that you're going to have to edit.
You can close out of that, right?
Right. Yeah. You just hit the back button. It brings you to the home page, and you just keep doing it until it stops. And so I do believe that's something we are considering and hopefully changing. But if you click the gear icon and you go to Tools, Import Data, and that's where you'd import the chart of accounts. So whether you convert from desktop or whether you go to chart of accounts, and it's Stacy, her best practice that I learned a while ago. Oh wow, this looks different. How about that? Doesn't that look different?
Yeah.
Upload a map. That's totally different from what I was expecting. But download the sample, because the sample spreadsheet and I'm sure you guys already know this, but that is where you could just kind of copy paste into, as opposed to going to some other spreadsheet. I think that's all you're going to have: account number, name, type, and detail type. So
yeah. So you want the .qbo file,
right?
If you can get it.
Yeah. Okay.
For bank accounts.
Right.
Like
this
for
is just for the chart of
transactions.
accounts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then map the fields will be the next step. So that's where you go import them. But again, whether you're importing or you're pulling them from desktop, and I guess we're at the bottom of the hour, so we'll end at this. When you start the new QBO file, just keep hitting the back button whenever that new, welcome to QuickBooks comes up. And though you'll see it in the activity section, it'll remind you to go back or something to the, I forget what they call it, the welcome screen or something like that. Just don't go back there. And what I'll have to test is how long until we stop pinging you, because you don't want someone to go in and then duplicate the chart of accounts or add more that you don't need. So
Very good.
that is I think until we have a true cancel or suppress sway, like you have in desktop with the other none, then that's what we have.
Nice.
So cool. That's what we have for today. So thanks for watching. Don, Stacy, have any last-minute thoughts for the audience?
The only thing I want to say is Buscaday laser.
Nice. Don, hey, have a great night.
Peace.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Yeah. Peace out.
All
We'll
right.
see you guys next week.
Throw away thumb drives, no attachments. Get the files anywhere when you're permitted access. What's the matter? Frustrated with the hassle? Jump up in the cloud and join us in the castle.
High up in the clouds and we're never